What's up, Zox fam? Now, I know that the currency sitting in your account is literally burning a hole in your pocket, and I gotta say, I gotta be the voice of reason. I have to come in and I have to issue in things for you to think about, because you might be on the fence like, hey, I'm about to spend this currency, but is this the right thing to do at this moment? So I have some advice for you guys, especially that are thinking about doing any sort of pulling right now, and as well as what's to come, right? And not only what's going to be in the far future, but also what potentially could be coming in the near future. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right into it. Now, first things first, I wanna start out with something that's going to be coming in potentially the near future, something that we've been speculating in the community. If you are one of those individuals finally out of reroll hell and you're now actually starting to pay attention to things, you might have missed this. So we're going to talk about it. All right. So first things first, let's go to the character archive here. And what's really important to note is that this is a character that you can also test out in chapter 2, which is another reason why I guess it's a supporting reason as to why players feel like this is potentially one of the next characters coming. Now, this is going to be Kazuki, right? Aoyama. Now, with this character, this is actually going to be an insane character if this character does come in next, right? Like, not even gonna lie, this character is going to be pretty insane because he is a breaking support character that also can do some damage. So he gives shield. He also has really high break value. The dude is really, really well-rounded, right? Now, on top of that, he's also really easy to use. So it's a lot of different things that if you did use him in chapter 2, you were able to kind of see how well he actually mixes into the game. His ultimate like basically blows up the whole screen. Like, he's insane, right? I'm not gonna lie. He actually is a really fun character to play outside of all of those things I just mentioned. Now, the thing is that this is speculated to potentially be the next character. And from what it looked like, well, yeah, this should be the next character. Now, of course, I have to be the one to throw the monkey wrench in, because very early in the game, they actually kind of broadened this entire thought process by implementing something that incorporated the gacha to actually work and coincide with the story arc in the game. And that's basically that you can have any character basically be present or exist in any specific scenario or space, but they wouldn't be indicated as far as being a physical body there. They would be hologrammed, right? And so with that being the case, this basically opens up the idea that yes, according to us going through chapter 2, it would technically make sense for Kazuki to be the next character. But with there now being this idea and construct of characters being able to exist in any place or space, and they would just be indicated being a hologram that they're technically not supposed to be there, this opens up the idea that basically anything you get from the gacha can technically be brought into any scenario or into any space. And so this now kind of then screws that idea or construct that it has to be this character. Technically, it could be any character that exists within this universe. Now, there's also some other supporting things that we just recently found, like, for example, the Easter egg that was just discovered, where we were able to actually take on the Monado tribe. Now, the thing is that with that being the case, this is technically the anime cast that we went against in this XB fight. And what's really interesting about this is that this is showing the sprites and the characters in game, their abilities, their like animations, all of that stuff for XB at least is in the game. So with that being something that's already there, this is already supporting the fact that these characters already exist, which means that they technically could be looped in at any point into the game, which I'm not really mad at, because if you have a character from the anime that you really like, then that potentially could be a character that you could be looking forward to. Now, of course, with that, the other thing that I actually found to be another supporting thing to also consider here is that there's a character in the roster right now currently that is also from the anime, right? And that is like, for example, Santoro. Now, Santoro was actually implemented into the game right before the game released. And what's kind of interesting about this is that Santoro, or at least this variation of Santoro, is a 2-star. Now, this kind of got my brain kind of thinking at that point, because I was like, well, what exactly would they be implementing a 2-star variation of this character for when he's a part of the main cast? And with that being the case, I kind of figured once we went up against the Monado tribe in that secret Easter egg, that wasn't just the Santoro that we were seeing from the anime, but that's also potentially a 3-star variation of Santoro. Now, of course, with that, we also see another variation of Kazuki as well, which is another reason as to why I feel like there's a lot of different things that could support more 2 stars coming into the game of some of the characters that already exist, as well as other variations being 3 stars of the characters. So this is something that we could be seeing, but it's really still in the air, and it's just more so just kind of speculation really at that point. But nonetheless, I think it is safe to say that these are potential possibilities or things to consider that could very well happen in the game, considering that these are just some of the things that we were able to already see in the game. Now, of course, with that being the case, I think that this is now further pushing what I ultimately want you guys to leave this video with, is that you at least want to save. If you got a ton of your currency, I think it would be worthwhile at least saving a rotation's worth of currency. So if you have about 80 pulls stacked up for the next rotating banner, at least to see if that's something you might want, that would be worthwhile in my opinion. Because a lot of the things that are currently in the game, minus Simba, are all standard and will just be in the game. So if you're pulling for those things right now, yes, it would be nice for you to have some things built up, but I don't think it's really a priority to have everything built up on your account. Like, I think there's some people that are like, hey, I have all these characters, but are you realistically going to be building all those characters right away and right now? The average person probably won't, right? And so I think it would be in your best interest to try to stack up resources from all the stuff that we just got back to at least guarantee that you're able to go through one rotation, considering that you have fairly high odds of you getting the character. And if you were smart and you left it to where you still have your guaranteed, then you're even more so in a better situation or have a more better probability, I should say, of getting the character, right? Now, as far as what I would recommend, considering that this is something that I don't think is really a no harm, no foul thing, is spending your standard tickets, okay? Standard ticket pulls, I think, are perfectly fine to rip at this point, which for some of us that have been playing from the beginning, we got well almost close to like 100 something pulls. And then now, so on from here on out, we're going to be able to acquire these coins just from doing some of the missions in the game. So I think that this is something that is okay to get rid of. You don't really have to think about it. Just throw them, right? I definitely would say when it comes down to tapping into your premium currency, you want to be a little bit more cautious and aware of how you're spending that currency, especially because now another potential possibility is because the game technically gave us back everything that they technically would have been making money from, like say implementing new packs, people buying new packs. The probability of somebody buying a new pack is going to be fairly low, especially if they have this amount of currency like I do on my account, for example, or even somewhat close to it. So I definitely would say we could be getting hit with a wombo combo on the banner, and it might not necessarily be what we thought it was going to be. So again, to better protect ourselves and just really to be as prepared as possible, I think that it would be smart to hold on to some currency. So that's basically going to be that with this one, guys. I just wanted to kind of talk about that, just to kind of bring that to you guys' attention. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree or disagree, what do you feel like potentially could be coming? Could we be seeing something else coming to the game? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure you guys join the Discord. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.